Hello, grandkids. Glad you can make it. My name is Nyla, your resident grandkid host, and welcome to the Grandpod. This is episode 5 of the podcast, so if you haven't listened to the other ones, episode 4, my bonus episode that I had that one time, that I am definitely going to make another one of, then you can go ahead and listen to that. You can do it now. You can turn this right off. You can turn this off right now and go listen to it, or you can do it later. I don't care. Just listen to it if you want to. No pressure, but please. Okay? So for today, I have another special guest. I would like them to introduce themselves, so go ahead, guest.
Hi, I'm Naomi. I don't know how else to introduce myself. Hello.
Well, allow me.
Okay.
So this is our winner of our Twitter contest to be the next guest. Essentially, I was like, you guys reply who you want to see on the podcast, and whoever gets the most likes wins. There were like 3 replies, and one of them was Oliver Tree, and I was like, no. So, no offense to Oliver Tree. Oliver Tree is cool and all, but he's not gonna come on the podcast. So, and then Naomi ended up getting the most likes. Anyways, so it was a win-win.
Committed myself, so.
And won. Essentially, if you don't know who Naomi is, this is our resident drag king and mob rich enthusiast extraordinaire. Pretty much, if you like mob rich, if you like drag, if gay, if you like to be gay or are gay, then this is your person. So
I'll take
it's
it.
good
All right.
to have you on. I feel like that felt right. Last time I did this, which I will get into why I'm saying last time, but last time I did this,
The last
I didn't
episode.
exactly the last attempt.
Mhm.
I didn't really know how to like say it, but this time I'm like, yeah, that's the way. It's June, it's Pride Month,
Okay.
gay, gay, gay,
Mhm.
and that's about it. That's about it. But yeah, so just a heads up, this is technically a re-record of this episode because of some technical difficulties on the grandpod side. And essentially, we recorded for 4 hours, which is the longest that I've spent recording a podcast. And 5 minutes of it exists in audio form, and the rest of it is either or nothing.
The
So
lost MCR
that's
episode.
fun. The lost MCR. Oh my god, it's like a lost. It's literally a lost file. Like
Yeah.
yeah. And essentially, all we did was we had like major MCR brain rot. All we did was talk about that entire episode was pretty much like an MCR episode. All we did was talk about the foundations of decay. We spent like the last like 15 minutes talking about our favorite My Chem songs. Like it was a mess, but it was a good mess. It was fun, and it's gone. So
It was just for us.
that was our
That was
episode. This
our
is
episode.
your episode. That was for us. That was for yeah, that was just for us. You guys will never hear that. So that's fun. But this one is definitely gonna be out. If you're listening to this now, it is out. I spent way
Unless.
too long.
What?
I spent way too long making sure all the audio was great and everything. And literally, as soon as this is over, I'm gonna go download it and make sure everything is fine and good. But I checked. I talked to myself for 20 minutes to make sure the audio was good for this one. So yeah, and maybe one day I'll release the audio of me just talking to myself for 20 minutes as like a bonus episode. Just the random stuff I was saying to make sure that it would record. But yeah, so thank you for being on. And just because most of my notes are from the older episode, we're gonna have some new news and some old news, and it's gonna be kind of mixed together. And this is also technically the May episode, even though we're gonna be talking about June and Pride Month. But this is technically the May episode, so all of the birthday shoutouts will be for the month of May, which means they'll all be belated birthday shoutouts. And yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now, we should jump into the news. So that's what we're gonna do. So there's a lot, and the only reason why there's a lot is because this is like a month's worth of stuff, essentially, almost a month's worth of stuff. So a lot. Some of it's gonna be old, some of it's gonna be new. Everybody, shut up! I'm doing my best. So go ahead and start. The Canada tour is over. If you weren't around for some reason, grandson went and opened for Avril Lavigne on a wondrous and glorious Canada tour. And he hit a couple of spots. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the entire tour because of some scheduling conflicts. Homie decided to do 3 festivals in a weekend. So, yeah, there was some scheduling conflicts on that end. But we got the beloved Hit Me Baby cover. It's, man, I love that cover more
It's so
than
good.
some people. It's just,
It's so perfect.
and I watched the like I had a have one of our homies send me a video. Shout out to Chloe, sent me a video of the entire performance, and I just watched that on occasion because it's chef's kiss. It's just amazing. So, yeah, that happened. Right now, Grant is on his European tour. He just started it because it's June. And I'm gonna shout out the grannies on tour because those are our resident European grandkids, and they are definitely gonna be way more excited now because their shows are almost upon them. Hasn't been to Europe in so long. I think it's like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like y'all deserve this. And then last month it was announced that he was gonna go on tour with Bring Me the Horizon in the fall, and I will be going to the Los Angeles show. So if you are going, I am going, we are going. Grandkid LA meetup, uh fall 2022. Be there or be square. And that's all I have to say about that. Are you gonna see him open for Bring Me the Horizon, or
Mean
are
to.
you
I just have not bought my ticket yet because there's so many things that
okay?
different tickets for different things I need to purchase, and I've been putting all of them off. So I mean to. I
Fun.
intend to. If it sells out, I'll just
Fun.
break in.
Woo! Yeah, that's honestly the that's the grandpod way, you know? If you can't get
Yep.
in legally, gotta break the rules, you
Find a
know?
way.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Gotta find a way.
Life finds a way. Grandkids find a way.
And then as I mentioned earlier, our dude Jordan decided to do 3 festivals in 3 days, one festival in a different place, every single day for a weekend. And while on that excursion, we finally got Happy Pill live after so long.
Happy Pill live before.
Yeah, but like after so long with all of them together, it's been a long time.
It's been a year because the only other time was in July of 2021 because I was able to gatekeep being able to see the only live performance of it.
That's
And then
true.
they've done it again, so now I can't gatekeep that anymore.
Yeah. I was just thrilled. I was so happy. Happy
No,
Pill,
it's such a good fun song. I love it so
it
much.
is. It's okay. It was formerly my favorite grandson collab. It's been displaced by Good Mood. It has.
It's still my favorite grandson collab because I constantly forget that it is like a collab and not just like a song.
Yeah.
Because I like Mob Rich a lot. So
But yeah, and then I think that segues perfectly into Good Mood is out. Good Mood is a collaboration between Dwayne and Grandson, and I love how as soon as it was announced, I just everybody was like Nyla, look, and I was just like, oh my, I lost my mind. I couldn't form coherent sentences, and I'm going to see Dwayne later this month, and the idea that I can possibly I'm gonna hear this live is so crazy to me. And even though we won't have our beloved curly haired man there bouncing on stage because he's probably gonna be in Europe doing European stuff, um, it's I get to hear this, and it's gonna be so cool, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I would say it's all I've been listening to, but this kind of kickstarted my Dwayne pregame that I was already gonna do for my show. So I've only been listening to Dwayne in Good Mood, which before that I was only what was I only listening to? Honestly, I was listening to a bunch of stuff, but now I'm only listening to Dwayne in Good Mood. So Good Mood's out, and it's really good. And if you haven't listened to it, then I don't like you. I'm kidding, kind of. But go listen to it because it's really really good, and go check out Dwayne because Dwayne's awesome. I've been listening to him since 2020. Found him in 2019. Been listening to him consistently since 2020, and he's really talented. He's really good, and yeah, that's that. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't know. I'm just happy that it exists, and I've been waiting for this collab ever since I found out that they're friends, and I was like, this is gonna happen one day. I already know. I just need it to happen immediately. And then back when the grandson news account was like, oh, there's a collaboration coming. I wonder who it's with. I was like, please be Dwayne, please be Dwayne, please be Dwayne. So yeah, that exists. That's my segment for fangirling over that. Also, kind of related to this, he was on Dwayne's World, which is like Dwayne's like mini podcast, fellow podcaster, where he kind of just talks to people, music industry, his pals and stuff. And that episode was very wholesome. I cried. I didn't. They weren't saying anything for me to cry for. I was just really excited to like see them talk and interact and stuff. And it was a moment for me. But they had a chat, and there was like Jordan put up like a picture of like younger them, and like they talked about like where they were at that stage of their life, and like where they are now and how they got there and everything. And it was just like it's like my babies. It was literally that kind of moment. So I was like, it's like, yeah, this is for me. This is for this right here, this moment. Yeah. So felt really good. Felt really, really good. And that's it. I think that's all for the news. I think for official grandson news. Um, I guess me news. I got my XX tattoo. It's a grandpod. If you're watching the video, then you can see it. If not, then it's the XX tattoo. Um, and you know what that looks like. And I also kind of posted it on my Twitter, so you can see it there. But I got my XX tattoo. I'm officially in the cult, guys. Very happy to be here. Um, long time coming. What can I bring to the cult? What can I bring to the cult? Well, I bring the podcast. I bring the podcast, and I bring wacky tweets at times. I almost the grandpod. I tweeted from the grandpod. I don't remember when it was. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I tweeted, uh, uh, if you had to choose between the Modern
Yeah.
Tragedy trilogy and Death of an Optimist, and the other one gets yoinked out of existence, which one do you choose? And the grandkids were not happy with me.
No, I ignored it. I went, I don't want to think about this. Goodbye, and scrolled past it.
I literally I was like, you know what? I had been thinking about tweeting it, and I was like, you know what? I think today's the day. And I just went and I tweeted it, and then I went to work. And I was like, I'm gonna just let them do what they gotta do.
Just start drama and then leave. Yep.
Yeah, that's the way. And I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna drop it, and I'm gonna go to work, and then on my break, I'll see what they're talking about. And everybody was losing their mind. They were angry. They're like, well, I choose this, but I'm not happy about it. Or it was, why would you ask this? It was just like genuine anger. Yeah, no. And the best part was I didn't answer the question. I didn't do it. I'm not going to.
Here, this is your problem now. Goodbye.
I'm not going to. You will never know what my answer is. Never. Never in life. I'm just not doing it. Like, sorry. I choose me at the end of the day. I choose me. Um, but yeah, that is it for the news. That's it for the segment. And we're just gonna move in to the next part, which are the interview questions. Now, me and my guests have gone through this interview before because, as you know, but we're gonna go ahead and redo it for you guys so you guys can get to know another grandkid a little bit better. And yeah, that's that. So, the first question, and the question that everyone gets asked, is how did you find our cult leader? Yeah.
I think the first song that I ever heard was either Bloodwater or Thoughts in Prison. I think it was Bloodwater. It just came up in like some like Spotify radio or suggested or songs you like one of the like Spotify like pre-made ones that just came up, and I was like, oh, this song's cool. I'll save it. Not looking at the artist too much because I'm doing something else, but I'll just save this song. Cool, keep going. And then I was either my freshman or sophomore year of college, so like 2016 maybe. No, when did I graduate? 2016. I forgot how old I was. I forgot when I graduated. But 2016, I was with like friends and like I was just playing through like songs that I knew, and Bloodwater came on, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, hey, isn't this the like grandson?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've looked in the artist." She goes, "You should. You'll like him." She's not even that big of a fan, like as far as like I can tell now. She kind of just was like a friend from college who was like, "Yeah, he's pretty good." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, if he's pretty good, I'll look into it." And then I fell down a deep, deep black hole. Yeah, actually, like at first, I just started listening to him when he toured to Chicago, and I think like 2017 probably. And I was like, I had the day off work, and I was like, maybe I'll go, but I couldn't find anyone that wanted to go with me, or that knew about Grandson. And then I had someone like for my job be like, hey, can you cover my shift? It's like a guaranteed like $200 basically serving job. So I was like, all right, go to a concert of an artist I don't really know that well by myself, or make $200. So I picked the make $200, and then immediately regretted it when I like actually got super super into Grandson. So actually, my first time that I was able to go see him live was at the Subterranean Lollapalooza show in 2021. So, yeah, long time
It
coming.
happens. It
Yeah,
happens, but at least you got here. At least you're here with us on this dumbass podcast,
uh,
fucking around.
yeah. So I
And
probably
yeah,
heard about Grandson in first listening to Grandson like 2017, but didn't get into any of the grandkid kind of community stuff until I think like 2020.
oh word. And then yeah, that was
Yeah,
a big year.
That's when I joined like the Discord, and then got dragged into Twitter and everything else.
Yeah, that was a big year for it. I think I found a bunch of grandkid pals from like the death of an Optimist like Zoom calls. Because we were
Hmm.
all like, oh my god, you guys are so cool. What are your ads on all of your social medias you've ever used? And it was like,
Yeah,
hell yeah, bunch of new friends. And it was like, that was when I felt that we had already been around, but we were like in scattered little groups. And that was when everybody was kind of like, zoom, essentially.
there was like that the one Discord server that was like DOAO specific. That was just people like Sherlocking. What does this mean? I remember like people like hacked into like the code of the website that he posted to like find a different secret website, and all of a sudden I was not smart enough to do any of that, so I kind of just watched and went, I have no clue what's going on,
Yeah.
but I'm
I
here to learn the information because I can't contribute any of the coding or like code breaking stuff.
Yeah. People way more sane than I was figured out everything by then. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, no, I definitely contributed, guys.
Yep.
Especially, there was a group chat that I was in, and we were trying to figure out what DOAO meant. And I said something that was like semi close, but it wasn't it. And then someone was like, Death of an Optimist. And I was like, oh.
I remember when people started saying Death of an Optimist, and everyone was like, maybe. I
That
don't know.
kind of sounds but and then it was, and everybody was like,
I
oh,
don't remember what my suggestions were to that.
that was that was an interesting time.
It
And
was.
so, what was your experience like on Death of a Tour? Like, how was it for you? Even though it was a while ago, but like,
Yeah,
how was it?
the tour was really cool because I got to go to like 4 or 5 shows, like only one of them in my actual state. So it's kind of a insanity kind of thing a little bit. Um,
Living the dream.
yeah, living something. Uh, but it was really cool. So we like got to see like Grandson a couple times. I got to see both Oxymoron and Nova Twins open. Um,
Ooh.
so it was cool to see both of them. Nova Twins was they're so talented, but like Oxymorons will always have like a place in my heart just because like I also got to talk to them a little bit after one of their like Texas shows. So like obviously when you talk to an artist, like you always are gonna form like more of that like connection with their music. Um, and then also because of Death of a Tour, um, got to get more into Royals music, and then also like me and a couple other people started a Royal and Serpent Discord server, and then when that blew up, got to interact with Royal even more, and then also like talking to Jordan after the shows and like getting to see all these friends because a lot of my most of my grandson, all of my like most of my like grandkid friends are like out of state, so like people like some of my closest friends that I don't get to see that often except for grandson shows. So that was also really good to like see people and like I don't know. Grandson shows are always a blast, and Death of a Tour was just an insanity, a good insanity, but an insanity of like a
Yeah.
lot of shows. So
Yeah, I next headlining tour, I need to go to multiple shows, and I'm gonna try to branch out a little more. But I'm
Yeah,
just it every especially this tour because it was like the first one like after not having shows for how long and everything. It felt like a family reunion.
yeah,
Like everybody was just seeing each other after so long again. It was like, wow, I haven't seen you. Like, look at how you've grown. Like, it was just like, wow, like, look at how hardened you are by having to stay in your house for so long.
yeah,
How nice. But it just felt like a big family reunion. It was just like all these people, and then a lot of people were like traveling for shows, like as like you did. Like people were just going out and like to places they've never been, states they've never been, like places outside of their home, and they were just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to this show. Like anybody else going? Hey, we're going to this one." And it was just like all of these big ass grandkid meetups, especially on the East Coast that I didn't go to, but like all of these like huge fucking meetups, and it was just like hell yeah, this is so nice and
yeah,
warm and friendly, especially after all these friends that we were able to make that we hadn't been able to see because of the pandemic lovato. Like it was really nice to be able to see everyone and to be there with everyone and like rock out with everyone and like scream lyrics to each other, and it was just death of a tour, despite my initial grievances with the name, unforgettable. Like
yeah,
it
no,
was an
definitely.
absolutely unforgettable experience. And I always say that every single time I've seen Grandson, I've made that the best night of my life.
Yeah,
And like these genuinely were like every single time I've seen Grandson, especially on Death of a Tour, those have been like the best nights of my entire existence.
hmm,
And if I can just put that in a bottle and just like drink it every now and again or
yeah,
whatever I have to do with it, like love that because it's genuinely it's unlike anything else. And it kind of after I went to my shows, I almost didn't buy tickets to any other show ever. I was like, I don't want to go to any other show but a Grandson show.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna feel the same. It's
No,
not
yeah,
gonna
it's
be the
not.
same. I was like, there's nothing that will ever feel like this, so why would I do it? I guess that just kind of shows like the impact.
Yeah,
His impact. Like, but yeah, those shows. Um Okay, and then I guess this is another great segue. How have the grandkids impacted your life in some way?
the grandkids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whether it be just in general.
yeah. Like some of my like I think I mentioned like some of my like closest friends. We all live out of state. Like, got this like group chat, like there's a lot of commune going, and it's all like friends that like I would have never met at all, if not for grandson, because like a few lived on the west coast, some live on the east coast, some are in like the middle of nowhere, not middle of nowhere, but like south where like I don't go, like I don't know, like states that I'd never even been to, before grandson. Like I went to Texas for the first time for Unsilent Night because to meet up with like grandkids that I've been friends with for like 2 years and that we'd never met in person because it was just because we don't live near each other and COVID, but also we didn't live near each other. Um, so yeah, if it wasn't for like the grandkids, like I would have met some of my like closest friends and like gone to these shows and like had like these amazing times that like I didn't know that you could like just do that. Like with your life, you can just like if you have like if you save up the money for it and like yeah, you have to like budget and work around stuff, but otherwise like you can just like get in your car and drive 10 hours to Kansas when you've never been to Kansas before, go to the last Death of a Tour show, cry with your friends, and then drive home and go to work the next day. Like you can just do that. It's exhausting, but like and like it's all these like experiences
Adulting.
not for my like yeah, not for the grandkids.
Yeah, I completely 100% get that, and I just it, it's it's just so unreal. Like I said, like it's just one big family
Hmm.
at a certain point, and you're able to find people that, especially through this community, I've been able to find people that I would have probably never interacted with. I have friends that are across the country, across the world, and it's all because like we just like this music and we like this message and we all kind of agree like, hey, this is like a very important thing in our lives. Like I it baffles me. Sometimes I have to sit here and think, like, after I got my tattoo, I'm matching tattoos with a bunch of people,
Yeah,
and I bet most of those people I don't even know.
yeah,
Like, and we're all just connected through like this common like person and their music, and it's just like, this is the coolest thing I've
yeah.
ever encountered. This is just so fucking cool. I have literally no other words. It's just like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And the grandkids are just a super, super special group for me. And that's why I made this, so we can kind of interact even more
Yeah.
on some level. And then one last question. Do you have a specific grandson song that you would want to perform drag to? And if so, then what song?
I mean, I already did routine to dirty, because originally I really want to do a routine to best friends. That was originally what I wanted to do. Was like, oh, when I do grandson, I'll do best friends. But then I got back from my like whirlwind in Texas of all the like Death of a Tour shows, and I was like, no, I want to do something like Death of a Tour, Death of an Optimist related. So I have a gray suit jacket, so like I did dirty with a gray suit jacket and like X on my eyes. It was a little bit of like a like yassified version of X, but
As it
and
should be.
and not a single person in the audience knew what I was doing, or why I was wearing a suit jacket, a gray suit, and X's on my eyes. But so the next grandson song I want to do is Best Friends. There's a bit of a different vibe to Dirty, so.
But yeah, so that's it for our interview. Thank you for answering some questions. And I try to make these as like specific to the guest as possible, aside from like the initial like, how'd you find them? I try to make these as specific as possible, just to like actually
Yeah.
engage instead of just like reading from the same list over and over. But okay, now it's time for our game. So, our game for this episode is based off of my current obsession that I've gotten into. I got into D&D a while back. Thanks to our wonderful guest from a couple episodes, Jess. They got me into Critical Role, and Critical Role got me into D&D. So now I am a Dungeons and Dragons nerd. I want to play very, very badly. I have characters already thought up, and yeah. So that's a thing that exists, and I decided, hey, why not combine one thing that's taken over my life with the other thing that's taken over my life? So this is our grandson song alignment game. Do you want to explain what alignments are so that the game can make a little more sense?
So the alignment chart in D&D is kind of used as a very simple like one line to two word way to explain kind of your character's motivations. And it's an alignment chart because it runs on a chart with like lawful, neutral, chaotic, and good, evil, or good, neutral, evil. So you can have like lawful, good, chaotic, evil, neutral, neutral, true, neutral, and any kind of category within that. Um, so the good to neutral to evil is kind of like your intent for the characters. Like if they want to do good, make a positive good in the world, make an evil or bad like effect in the world, or neutral, they're kind of just they're vibing. And then the lawful to neutral to chaotic is kind of the path or the way that they aim to get their like motivations done. So lawful will be either by they have to follow, they want to and will always either follow a set of like government laws or of their own personal code. So a lot of times, especially if you're playing like paladins or more religious based characters, a lot of times it's their own like personal or like religious code or like the like area they're in's law. Or chaotic will be, no, they're gonna, if they want to do good or if they want to do evil, whatever they want to do, they're gonna do what it takes to get it done. Um, no matter how much chaos they have to sow along the way.
Thank you for the explanation. We're gonna go ahead and get into the game. I found this like random picture on Google that kind of has like little explanations for each little section. So I'm just going to kind of read that, and then we're going to go into what songs we chose for that specific one and kind of dive into why we chose it. And that's kind of this. So the first one we will get into is Lawful Good. So on this little graphic that I got, it says Lawful Good. The person acts with a sense of duty and honor and follows their code for good. So, for me, for Lawful Good, I chose Dirty. I thought Dirty was the best song for Lawful Good because essentially it's like, hey, you should vote and actually make change the legal way. It was kind of like, ooh, let's do good together and vote and get our hands dirty. And it just kind of, it felt like it fell with Lawful Good because it was like, let's make change for good, but the law, you know? So it felt right for me. It's like, yeah, Dirty, Lawful Good, makes sense. What about you? What did you choose for Lawful Good?
But yeah, so okay, so I also put Dirty for similar reasons because it is like get your hands dirty, like we're gonna go vote. It's a very like optimistic, like I did it in the drag routine, like I just said, like it's very like optimistic, like do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? It's very much just like grassroots, let's go. If we go by the book and we vote and we do what we're supposed to, we will be able to make a good change. It's very like doing good while staying within like the parameters of the law and rules.
Yeah. Yep. So we definitely we got that.
Yeah.
We were very on the same page with that. So the next one on the alignment chart. Why did I say it like that? The next one on the alignment chart will be neutral good. Neutral good. People under neutral good believe doing the right thing requires breaking some rules. So what did you choose for neutral good?
I put uh it doesn't fit as much the like breaking some rules because in my head neutral was always more like, well, you're neither really sowing chaos nor strictly following the rules. I put apologize because to me it felt very like we're gonna like do good. It's very like be yourself and like do good and be yourself, but don't apologize. So it's like you're not sowing chaos, but you're also like not necessarily following the books. You're like being yourself and doing what you think is good. And if you break a couple rules, if it's not what's expected or societally like supposed to, like don't apologize for it.
Yeah, I could agree with that, especially because I think looking at it from like a general perspective of like what neutral good's gonna be, it's kind of like I'm not gonna do anything crazy, but I'm also not gonna go by the book. But it's gonna be for good. But I'm just
Yeah.
like kind of skirting the line here. And my choice for that was Bloodwater, because I was like, okay, Bloodwater, if you look at the intention of the song, ultimately it's for good. It's like, we want this change. The only thing is, it's not completely going crazy. It's not like off the walls, like kill a governor. Like it's not going insane, but it's also not like we're gonna vote kind of like Dirty. It's more like we need to hold these people accountable and we need to hold them accountable now. And I don't know exactly how we're going to do this, but it needs to be done, and it needs to be done in a very powerful way. It's powerful, but it's not necessarily lawful powerful, but it's not necessarily chaotic. It's just like it needs to be heard. We need to be heard. This needs to happen. You know, it's very insistent. It's very persistent. I get it's just a lot of assistance. It's just very deliberate in its
Yeah.
message, and it's like hold these people accountable so we can make actual change. It's like this is what needs to be done so that we can get to Dirty, so that we can get to this like stage where we can just be like, "Oh yeah, let's just go vote." But if the people we're voting for are not being held accountable when they do bad shit, then what's the use? So I kind of chose that for neutral good because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like you're holding bad people accountable, but like you're not being all like you're not being chill about it, but you're also not like breaking a window or anything. You're
Yeah.
not starting a riot. So that was my choice for neutral good.
Yeah, I can see it.
So so the last on this little line of it is chaotic good. Chaotic good is essentially like balls to the wall, nuts to butts, crazy, but it's in the name of good, but it's like absolutely insane, like insanity, sort of not lawful at all, doing what has to be done, whether it's good or not. So yeah, but it's for good. So for chaotic good, I chose 6 o'clock. I chose 6 o'clock because honestly, it was mostly because of the bridge. It was like the I won't give no fucks, I won't take no shit. Try to tear me down, make this whole place lit. Like it try to burn me down, get this whole place lit. I was like, yeah, that's chaos. That's other chaos. He literally yells, "I saw the body drop" like a gajillion times in that song. Like if that's not chaos, I don't know what it is. But it's ultimately for good. Like again, it's like calling out what's going on. It's calling out police brutality. It's calling out all of these different things for good, but in like the craziest way ever. Like I feel like that song is like the very essence. I feel like the very essence of Grandson is chaotic good, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is one of those songs
Every now and then
where
he
it's
dips
like,
to chaotic neutral as a person.
oh yeah, I feel like Grandson is chaotic good. Jordan is
But it's
chaotic
chaotic
neutral
neutral, yes.
to his very core. But
Yeah.
like that, like Grandson, like the
The
figurehead of sort of
music and the
chaotic good.
yeah.
Yeah, like the character of Grandson, if you will. Like that's chaotic good. In it's right. And 6 o'clock is what usually the song I use to represent Grandson. So I guess that kind of made the most sense to me. But yeah.
I put for chaotic good I put Die Young. Um like especially because one, it's a very like aggressive and chaotic song. Like the beat of it, the energy of it's very chaotic. But also, and if I die young, know the truth, it lasts forever. Like that is very like I might die doing like it's like doing this good and fighting for this like good purpose. But the truth is forever. Like it is like we will get something done and we will like I don't know. It just felt very like we're doing good to the point like it's chaotic, and if I go down, it doesn't matter because it's for like this good cause.
Yeah. Okay. I can mess with that. I can mess with that. I put it in a different place,
Yeah.
but it's very similar. It's in a similar vein to what you're saying. Also, my list has slightly changed from the last time we did this. It's
I
like
think mine is
I
too.
switched a
So I
couple
don't remember what
things.
I put last time. I
Yeah.
didn't write it down, so we'll see what I could put down this time.
Yeah, my list slightly changed. I kind of have it here, but I was like looking at it a couple days ago and I was like, I kind of changed it a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
kind of changing it just a smidgen. Just a tad bit. So for lawful neutral, lawful neutral is the next one. It's essentially like you're following everything by the book, but it's not for good nor evil. You just have this sense of code and sense of honor just to exist, essentially. Like, you're not doing horrible shit, but you're also not definitely doing it for good. It's just kind of being done to be done. So, what did you choose for lawful neutral?
I put bills because as much as I
Mm.
have a burning rage for bills and think that paying bills might be evil, it's not actually like you do have to like pay for things. And the song it feels very like neutral. Like it's not good or evil. It is just like lawful is like you'll still have bills. Like we'll always have bills and like it is just kind of like is like well you gotta pay your bills and it sucks, but it's not necessarily like evil. It's just like well gotta pay your
Yeah,
bills sometimes.
I could definitely agree with that. I feel like the neutrals were all very hard
Yeah,
for me in this because nothing about grandson is
is very
neutral.
neutral. No,
So it was kind of like, mm, like, for me, originally I put identity and I'm not gonna hold you, I don't remember why. So I think I like definitely agree with your point on bills there. Like, you gotta have to pay bills. It's not necessarily for good, it's not necessarily for evil. It's just a thing that you have to do for this. I think for lawful neutral, it's kind of going to be apologize for me. And I think the reason why I'm going to say apologize for lawful neutral is because he's following the beat of his own drum. It's not necessarily for good, it's not necessarily for evil. We don't know what he's not apologizing for. He could have actually done some bad shit, but he's not going to apologize for it. Like,
Yeah,
he's it's like
I
it's
can
kind of
see that.
going off of his own moral code, and he's like, well, I don't know what's happening. I don't know about me in this scenario, but I know I'm not going to apologize for who I am, whether I'm good, whether I'm bad. I'm not apologizing for it. And kind of sticking to his own code of ethics within it's his, of course. So it's not like super like lawful, but it's like it's to
His
some
own code,
honor
yeah.
system. Yeah, he has some kind of honor system, and he recognizes in him, like, I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm not gonna apologize for who I am. I'm just gonna exist and do what I do. So I think that's a good one for lawful neutral. I think
So
I'm gonna stick
yeah.
with that one. And then the next one is true neutral. True neutral is neutral on both ends. So it's like it's not entirely chaotic. It's not entirely like uh it's not entirely lawful. It's not entirely evil. It's not entirely good. Um for this one, I'm going to choose Is This What You Wanted? I'm going to choose Is This What You Wanted because I feel like in this song he talks about literally just like getting drunk and getting high and doing what people think of him. It's like it's essentially like around the culture of, you're an artist, why are you speaking on these bigger issues that are bigger than you? Just go sing. Like, just be a
Hmm.
singer. And in this song, he kind of, even though he questions it, he kind of feeds into it a little bit, and he's like, yeah, like this is what you wanted, right? We're gonna get drunk, we're gonna get high, we're gonna just fuck shit up. And it's not really towards any good or bad. Like, he's not doing it in spite of anybody. Like, he's just kind of doing it because it's what's expected of him. But there's no real like basis for it. Like, it's not like an honor system. He's not just doing it to cause chaos. He's just kind of doing it. Kind of, it's the one song where he's kind of doing nothing, and he even like mentions, like, I turn on the news and these kids in cages. Like, he's not doing shit about it, even though he knows that he has the platform and he has the ability to do it. And it's just like, but he's also not doing anything horrible. So feel like that's kind of gonna be my true neutral. But again, the neutrals were hard for me. So,
Yeah.
but
Again, especially like true
that's
neutral,
what I
like
feel about it.
nothing Jordan has ever done has been like truly neutral. Like everything is,
Yeah,
he's just said he's chaotic neutral, but that's so different. That's more like he wants to poke
yeah,
things and see what happens. Um,
exactly. That's exactly the only neutral I will ever associate. Like, it's like
when he makes
there
his
is no other name for him.
super like off the cuff weird ass comments where he'll have a normal speech and then he'll make some sexual innuendo and then he'll just move past it as if nothing happened. Everyone's like, wait, why did you?
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to have said. So, um, but no,
It's like,
my true neutral, I put I hesitated with this one for a while, but I put Drop Dead. I think for like similar kind
okay.
of reasons, because again, I feel like Drop Dead, he's not like actively fighting for good or for evil. It's kind of just like I'm a pothead, I'm a sinner, got no hope, sliver. I know the words to Grant's song. Um,
You're good. No, yeah, definitely.
but and like I'd rather drop dead than be a quitter. Like he's not quitting, obviously, but also like I'm a pothead, I'm a sinner. Like he's not fighting for the good or for evil. He's kind of just like he's not doing it. He's not sowing chaos. Or he's not trying to like follow rule like set his like set rules anyway. He's kind of just like vibing out in the middle of being like I'm just trying to like be okay and do me.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mess with that. I feel like both of these songs, now that you mention it, like both these songs are low key kind of similar
Yeah,
in that sense. They're both like, I mean, I
I'm
feel
gonna smoke
like
weed with my
Is This
friends
What
songs.
Yeah, like Sort of like best friends. I feel like maybe best friends would also
Oh,
fall in
true.
this category.
I put
It's
best
kind of
friend
like I'm just fucking
also, but
around. Yeah, it's like I'm just fucking around with some friends. That's it. I'm not
yeah.
doing anything. It's like not doing anything bad, not doing anything good, not doing anything good for myself really. Like I'm just fucking around, you know. Then like and that song's brilliant. I think that song's a really good instance of it because it's like I he's kind of talking about how he has to like leave a city and like kind of get to know himself outside of that. So he's trying to do good for himself, but he's also just fucking around with his friends. I'm just gonna get high with my friends real quick, just real quick. Gonna do not do shit. I just yeah. So I also mess with that. Shout out Best Friends Part 2 again, but yeah. So I fuck with that. And then the next category is chaotic neutral. I honestly don't really know how to describe chaotic neutral besides how you did it earlier. Just like I'm gonna poke that and see what happens. Like yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah.
It's like not necessarily good or evil. Have no intentions behind it. Just want to do something and see what comes of it. Just
In D&D,
sowing chaos just for
my
chaos.
current character in D&D is chaotic neutral, but in the world of D&D, like she's a rogue, so sometimes it is just like, yeah, you might be on a mission and the goal is we're gonna save the world, so we have to do X, Y, and Z, and then do this and then do that. But also along the way, it's a rogue. She might just like steal something and put it in their pocket, and then if that causes problems, oops, it wasn't for good or for evil. Kind of just like sometimes like my DM will get mad at me because I'll just be like, well, I'm just gonna go like, can I unlock that door? He's like, no, it's locked. I was like, well, I'm gonna kick it in. He's like, no, you can't do that. I was like, well, I won't kick it. I'm gonna kick the door. And he's like, it could be trapped. I was like, it might not. Let's kick the door in. Like, it's kind of a
Yeah.
just like you just gonna do things. Just again, like kind of like to that, like to see
Yeah.
what happens, like more than to like for a good purpose or good or bad
Yeah,
purpose.
I feel like in simple terms, it's more like in fuck around and find out. It's just fuck around.
Yeah, it's kind of fuck
Like
around and find out.
fuck
Yeah,
around. Yeah. Just fuck around. Like there's no real meaning for it other than to do that.
yeah.
So what did you choose for chaotic neutral? Or what do you
So
choose for chaotic
originally I
neutral?
put best friends, um, and then I decided that I wanted to shoehorn Happy Pill somewhere into this. So I've
Mm.
decided that Happy Pill goes here because I wanted Happy Pill to fit somewhere. Um, and I guess the reasoning for Happy Pill is that like I'm a gun when she like trigger finger will to like get my Happy Pill. Like it's not necessarily for good or really for evil. It's like kind of for like their own like happiness, like Happy Pill,
Mhm.
or for in general like happiness. And they're like I'm a gun is a little bit chaotic of like, hey, I will do whatever it fucking takes to get my Happy Pill. It's not for good or for evil.
Mhm.
It's just like if we, it's a little shoehorned, but if happiness is like the chaos, it's like it's not good or evil, but we will get this chaotic like ass like happiness. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
I think also like seeing it live has been made it very chaotic in my head too, because
Yeah.
seeing Mob Rich and Grandson in any like space together, they like it's like putting like two children in a room together, and their energy like makes each other worse. So, and like
Yeah.
I just, it's such a also like chaotic song, and it's like yeah, it's like I will do whatever it takes to be happy, good or bad.
Yeah. Honestly, I can mess with that a lot. I didn't think of Happy Pill in the context of this, but like yeah. I feel like okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I had already switched up my true neutral and chaotic neutral. I originally had is this what you want as my chaotic neutral, but I
Yeah.
switched it. And in place of this, I was gonna put Die Young, and I'm gonna explain
Okay.
why I'm saying Die Young. But I also have another contender that just kind of came to mind. But Die Young is my like official choose for chaotic neutral, simply because of how chaotic that song actually sounds. Like that song is insane.
Oh yeah.
Like throwing out a winning lottery ticket, like smoking, drinking, calling your
But it's a
president a Nazi,
neo-Nazi.
like
Don't listen to him.
literally like
That's
that song
great.
is
All right, shit, Jordan. All right.
literally and it's like obviously we know what side like Gran is on. Like we know he's for good. But like that song in itself is just fucking crazy. And it's just like,
See
I
that?
feel
Yeah.
like I feel like while he's speaking for good, he's saying all of this like crazy shit, like we'll burn it down and light it up. Like he's saying do all of this crazy shit, and it's like, how good are you at a certain point where you're doing like all of this shit? You know, it's like, I'm not gonna say your intentions aren't good, but at the same time, are they? Like, you want to burn down something? Like, come on, dude. So I feel like on that end, that's why I kind of chose Die Young for chaotic neutral, but I can definitely see him being chaotic good, because at the end of the day, he's like, if I die young, the truth is forever. They're trying to kill him because he's saying good shit. Like, he's trying to speak for good, and they're trying to hold him down. But,
So
like, that's
that
just
you're
insane. And
like you said, like oh, you're like good intentions, but if you're willing to like burn shit down, is it still good? Again, tying it back to
that's
D,
definitely chaotic good.
that is a very D&D thing of like, I'm gonna go like burn this building down, and then they're like, no, 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 no. There's like also like innocent people, and there's like, yeah, but if I burn the thing down, the bad guy will be defeated, so I'm gonna go do that.
Mm-hmm.
That is very like good. You're for the greater good, for a good, but also like,
Yeah.
damn, is that chaotic, and not always like. I really like when especially in D&D and in character creation, you can like twist the alignment
Mm-hmm.
chart sometimes. Like that, yeah, they're technically a good in the like category good character, but
Mm-hmm.
does that mean they're a good person? So I think it's really like I just
Yeah.
like how you're like if they're willing to burn it down for good, is that still good? And it's like that's the question,
Good. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like teetering the line,
Yeah.
and like that's what I felt. So I can definitely see it as chaotic good, but I put it as chaotic neutral. But what I just realized after my how long has it been? After my almost 2 days with the song, is that good mood low key fits in this so well. It's
See,
like the song's crazy. Like, I could,
yeah,
first
I'm
of
in
all, I
a
couldn't
good mood.
understand what was
Okay.
going on. For
Yeah.
a while I couldn't understand what the hell was
Oh
going
yeah,
on with
I
that.
don't
So
remember the fucking
it's
lyrics.
sounding is chaotic,
Either.
but like listening to some of the like shit they're saying, it's like leave the keys on the dash and the code in the safe. Like, you're just fucking around doing whatever the fuck you want. Like, you're
Yeah.
just fucking around, and you're not necessarily. I have no. If you were to ask me where they stood, like what they're doing in the song and where they stand, I would not be able to tell you. What I would be able to tell you is that it's fucking bonkers. And I feel like that
I'll say
fits chaotic
like a
neutral
Michael Bay
so
like
well.
heist movie. Like I feel like if you're
Yeah.
in like some like in bonkers shit like heist movie where like it's
Yeah.
like action but like almost like comedy action because it's so unrealistic and these people are like doing some
Mhm.
wild fucking shit for a heist. Like
Yeah.
very, I wanted to be
That's
like in some like
definitely the vibe.
yeah.
That's definitely the vibe. Some of the song stuff that was being said in that song, I was just like, this is utter and pure chaos, and I love it, and I want to listen to it every day of my life for the rest of my life. But like, absolute chaos, and I think that's why
Yeah.
I like it, because you, like, as a person, I am chaotic neutral, so
Yeah.
leaning towards chaotic good, but you know,
Every now and then gotta poke something to see what
it's just
happens.
exactly. I gotta fuck around so I can find out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's actually that's really interesting. I feel like going back to Die Young real quick, like he was fucking around, and dying young is finding out. So
One way
I
to
feel
find
like
out,
that
yeah.
kind of goes. He's fucking around to find out. I feel like that's great.
He fucked around
And
and he
then
found out.
exactly, and he died young. Now the truth is forever.
I have some
It's
like Mandela effect going on in my brain for Diane because I feel like I have memories of seeing it live, but also I can't think of any point in time where I've seen it live because he didn't do it Death of a Tour and he didn't do it on his festival circuit, and I don't know when I would have seen it live. But in my brain, I was like, I feel like I've seen it live, but I don't
you
think I
know
have.
what?
My brain just like
I
implanted that memory in my brain.
I completely get that. The last row of this alignment chart are the evils. So we're gonna go through the songs that we kind of considered. And just a heads up, I don't think anything that Gran does is evil. This is just for the sake of the alignment, and this is just for the sake of trying to choose songs that kind of fit these, sort of.
Yeah,
So I think you kind of already, like listening wise, you kind of already know the songs that have those darker undertones and have those like evil intentions behind it. They're not his intentions, they're the
This is
intentions of the
for, yeah.
characters he's describing. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say. um so now we're gonna go into lawful evil. Lawful evil is like you have an honor code, but you're doing bad shit, essentially.
You have your own
You're
rules,
following the
and
rules,
you're
following the
gonna
law.
use them for evil. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So, I think this is. I can't remember who goes first for this one. I think it's. I can't remember. Let's see. You can go first.
All right.
I don't mind.
So I put we did it because again it feels very like, especially it coming out like right after the election is very much like we did it, we didn't. Like it is, and that's what the song like kind of is about. It's like it is all of the like these politicians that are technically following the rules. The rules might be corrupt and unfair, but they're following them, and they're able to get away with all these horrible things and passing horrible laws and doing all these like atrocious things that harm people, quote unquote, legally, because within the laws it is established, they're gonna get away with it. They're gonna be the winner, like, but they're doing terrible things. But it's quote it's okay because it's within the law.
Yeah. I mean
Yeah.
that about sums it up. I agree with that one. For lawful evil, I chose stick up. I chose stick up, and my reasons for choosing it, I still agree with it, but I kind of strayed from it, especially in the light of recent events. I chose stick up because yeah, he's like so Tommy, our resident friend, not friend. I hate that guy, but also we get him. We understand him. Tommy, he's doing this for a specific reason. He's doing this because he feels that he's been wronged. So he's gonna go. I think he's rob. What is he doing? Is he robbing a bank in this song?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like get down on the ground. What
It's
else
a
is he gonna
stick up.
rob? Like, yeah, it's a stick up. He's robbing something.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why I think it's lawful evil is because he's doing this evil act. No doubt about it. Evil, robbing people, evil. But he got his gun legally. How he got it when he's like, I mean, he got it legally. There's no background checks for him. There's no mental health rehabilitation. He doesn't have his meds anymore. Like there's no checks and balances for this. He's got a gun. He needs something. He's going to go get it, and he's been wronged. He's pretty much doing an eye for an eye in a legal way. And I just feel like that falls under lawful evil for me. It's like he's doing a bad act, but he's kind of doing it within the law. He's going against the law while doing it legally. So kind of felt that
I
for
can see that. Yeah.
lawful evil. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then next is neutral evil. So
Neutral
neutral
evil
evil
is
is
essentially
essentially
it's
it's
not
not
it's not
it's
by the
not by the
book, but
book,
it's
but
also
it's
not
also
just
not
like
just like
fucking
fucking
around. It's
around.
not
It's not
chaotic. Like
chaotic.
it's
Like
not.
it's not
Yeah.
it's
Just
just
evil.
evil.
Just normal
Just normal
evil.
evil.
Like I just
Just,
it's
it's
it's just
just
evil.
evil.
just evil.
And
And
for
for
that,
that,
I originally
I
had
originally had
fallen, but I
fallen,
don't
but I
agree with
don't
that
agree with
anymore.
that
I'm
anymore.
gonna
I'm
actually
gonna actually
go
go
ahead
ahead
and
and
say
say
kiss
kiss bang.
Okay.
I feel like
kiss
kiss
bang is
bang
a
is a
neutral
neutral
evil on
evil on
multiple
multiple
different
different
fronts.
fronts.
First off,
First off,
homie is
homie
just
is just
cheating on
cheating
his
on his
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
He's just
He's
cheating
just
on her,
cheating on
right?
her, right?
And
And
evil's
evil's
I
I
guess to
guess
some
to
people
some
that would be
people
a
that would be
little
a little
extreme to call
extreme
it
to
evil,
call
but
it
he's
evil, but
literally
he's
just
literally just
cheating on his
cheating on his
girlfriend,
girlfriend,
right?
right?
And
And
another
another
aspect of
aspect
the
of the
evil
evil
comes from
comes from
his
his
like
like
girlfriend. It's
girlfriend.
like,
It's
oh
like,
yeah,
oh
no,
yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
I'm gonna
kill you
kill you
both
both
because
because
this
this
guy's
guy's
cheating on me.
cheating
You're
on me.
both
You're
gonna
both gonna
die.
die.
And then he's
And then
like,
he's
well,
like,
I was
well, I was
already gonna
already gonna
leave.
leave.
Like,
Like,
I was gonna
I was
leave
gonna
you. I
leave
might
you.
as
I
well
might as
cheat
well
on my
cheat on
way
my
out.
way
Like,
out. Like, I'm
I'm just be a be a dick. Right.
Yeah.
Now. I'm be a dick. And she's very justified. Do what you gotta do. I don't agree with murder, but like, do what you gotta do. Get your payback. Do what you please. But like,
Yeah.
I just feel like the general vibe, especially of the main character being the guy who's cheating on his girlfriend. Like, bad shit. And it's not necessarily chaotic. He's not just doing this randomly. Like, this has to be a part of his life in some way. Brain chemistry in some way. But it's also like, not obviously he's doing bad shit. So it's just I just felt like that fits neutral evil for me more than Fallen does. I don't remember why I said Fallen either. So.
I hesitate between two, and I like kind of have both of them because to me they fit for the exact same reasons. One is the Battle of G and X, and the other one's Pain Shopping, and I went in more as a like internal evil, where the neutral evil is kind of like all the like just like especially Ballad of G and X, like it's all the like bad thoughts that you have. It's the evil towards yourself. Like it's not lawful because there's no system or morality or anything behind it, and it's not chaotic because you're not sowing chaos onto anyone else. You're just literally being only evil towards yourself. It's the like Gen X. It's the Talk to X told me that he's always like it's the bad thoughts like hurting you, pain shopping. Like it's just you being like hurting yourself, being evil towards yourself, and there's no like laws or chaos that go behind it. You're just being cruel for cruelty's sake to yourself.
Yeah. I can get that. I can get that. It's like it's not towards anyone or anything, and it doesn't really have any kind of vibe around it. It's just evil to yourself, of course, but it's evil all the same, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And then the last one on our journey is chaotic evil. Chaotic evil, I'm not too sure how to describe. How would you describe chaotic evil as a...
Similar to like somebody like if we're gonna keep like the like burning the building down metaphor, the chaotic neutral person is gonna burn the building down just to see what happens, which part of the building falls down first, what color the flame's gonna be. Kind of just like I'm gonna set this building on fire and we're gonna see what happens. Chaotic good is like I'm gonna set this building on fire because I know that if I do that, the evil will be defeated, and yeah, it's gonna be chaotic as hell, and there might be either collateral damage and like property damage, or there might be collateral damage in like people dying. But I know that it'll be worth it because the evil will be defeated, and I will save the day at the end, and it is for good. Burning down the house metaphor for chaotic evil is like, no, I know that there are people locked inside this building, and I'm gonna set the building on fire for no other reason than to hear them scream.
Yeah.
Which is terrible and horrible, but it is evil, and it's chaotic as hell because you're gonna set a goddamn building on fire, and break the buildings. People are gonna die for all this stuff, for no greater good, for literally just to be cruel.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good one. And for my choice for it, I chose Dark Side.
Me too.
I chose. I just feel like
it's just a kid locking the doors and letting the people inside burn and scream.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's a part of Darkseid that kind of like it gives reason for his actions, but it's still ultimately chaotic. Like people get abused, people get bullied. These are things that happen, but not everyone does what this kid does. Like sometimes people do like pain shopping. Sometimes people just do evils to themselves, but he's outwardly doing evil to other people because of the evil he feels inside. That's chaotic. The way he decides to do it, that is chaotic. Like even the song sounds fucking chaotic. It's just I feel like this song is the very embodiment of chaotic evil.
Especially because, like, I think the other side of the chaos is, like, it's not, like, when people will, like, have, like with, like, terror, like, domestic or, like, foreign terrorism attacks, where it's, like, I am targeting a specific group of people to get out this specific message, and I have this nice, clean plan that will get out my message across, or stick up like, I'm going to rob this bank because this is what I need to get out of it, and I know that if I do everything correctly, I will come out and I will have something more, or I will have gotten a point across, I will have accomplished something. No. School shootings, fortune light of recent events, don't accomplish anything except heartache and except just like destroying people's lives. Like, like shooters, whatever reason they think they have, like I saw articles come out like, oh, the school shooter like recently like
oh my God.
she was being bullied for not dressing well enough. So was I. Like I was like a immigrant kid like in a neighborhood of like super like per se like popular kids who like was wearing like off-brand shit and like Walmart clothes. Like you get bullied and then you hate yourself for a couple years because you're 13 and then you get over it.
Yeah.
Or you don't get over it, but you don't take it out on other people because nothing happens. It is just evil chaos. Like that was a little off topic from Dark Side and this, but it's in light of recent events, it's even more like, highlights how just evil it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, this didn't intend to turn into a conversation about a real life event. This was supposed to be haha funny about grandson songs. But I saw like the similar thing with like thoughts and prayers, like grandson songs keep being relevant. And I saw grandson like tweeted something. He's like, every time I see that my song is like going around on Twitter, I am like afraid. He said something about like every time that he sees thoughts and prayers pop up on social media, it's like, oh God, what now?
It's like
like 4 years old now, 5 years old, if not more.
Yeah.
It's an older song, and like it keeps being relevant. Dark Side is relevant. We Did It keeps being relevant. If politicians get away with like all this stuff, like all of this shit like keeps being relevant. I remember like at one point I was like, hopefully, I think I like responded to him at one point, but I was like, hopefully like we one day will see a world where grandson's music is relevant. Which not really. I mean like I will always be relevant person, but like that we say to where like people are like, what do you mean like Dark Side? Like that doesn't happen anymore. Like that's not relevant anymore. Like that's a thing of the past, and that his music becomes dated. Thoughts and Prayers could have come out today. Like that is an older song of his. It could have come out today. I long for the day that grandson's music is dated. Even though like things that reference directly Donald Trump, like our president's a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
That still doesn't feel dated. Like
All right, so that's gonna be the end of our game. So now I'm gonna pass the baton on to my guest. Naomi's gonna go ahead and dive into our deep dive topic of the episode. So the floor is yours.
Happy Pride Month. Companies are deciding that it's okay to be gay by changing their social media profile pictures to little rainbows and changing the world. No, so like with like Pride Month, even though this is our May episode, it is like June like something. And so last like 3-4 days, we've been able to see every goddamn company in America change their little profile pictures to little rainbows and come out with Pride collections to varying degrees of success. And I always think it's really interesting looking at different like Pride collections because I do have a little rat brain, and if something does have a rainbow on it and it's cute, my brain will want me to buy it. So like sometimes I do fall victim to capitalism and do buy like I don't know, something with a little rainbow on it, a little lesbian flag or like an ace flag. Like I got a little goblin brain. I want to collect things. But also sometimes it looks like it was designed by a 5-year-old or a 70-year-old, one of the two. And then also none of the profits go to any kind of organization. So it's like, then why did you do this? Like, if you're going to be shitty, at least make it cute. One of the two. So like one of the things that like I was kind of like going to try to break down, especially some of the like more popular Pride collections that I've seen, like that people have been like talking about, have been like Target,
yeah,
a lot, because there's actually a lot of really cute stuff on it. Like there's got like cool different shirts, some like more subtle stuff. And one of the reasons that I found like when looking into the website, the reason that a lot of their stuff is more like actually wearable to something other than like a middle school GSA meeting, is because it did partner with like queer designers. If you go on their website, you can see the different profiles for what pieces were designed by who and like the experiences of these designers and stuff like that. And so like when you have input by the actual community, that's when you get good wearable stuff. They also partnered with like a couple different like queer owned and also like queer focused clothing companies like Tomboy X does a lot of like more like gender neutral like undergarment stuff. So again, that's a big like plus. The downside is if you go on their website, you can't see any apparent like charity or anything that they're supporting. Yeah. Other companies like I also looked at like Dr. Martin and like Doc Martens and Converse, who have also been like pretty good like pride lines, and
they know their audience.
they know. Doc Martens, I'm actually like, okay, so Doc Martens like is very vocally about what partners they like they partner with other organizations. So that one is they partner with the Trevor Project, and apparently they do a lot of stuff. They have a goal for like to raise like 200,000 for the Trevor Project. They have like all this like very apparent stuff. They have a video by like a speaker about like pride and like protest and stuff like that, and they seem very focused on that part. But then their collection is one shoe. It is one shoe, and it is white with a rainbow stripe on the back. Not even a boot. It's the like the Oxford.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
So I'm like, yes, you did the like community, and I'd rather you do the like fundraising and the community side better than the line, but come on, Doc Martens. And I remember last year's. Last year it was that the little yellow like tab was a rainbow, and that was it. It was a black boot with a rainbow. So they're very. I mean, I guess if you want it to be subtle, that's good. But also, they only ever really have one shoe out. But again, they are very open about the fact that they like partner with the Trevor Project. Converse, whose line is incredible. I adore Converse. They have the custom shoes. They have like all these really cute ones. Even just looking at it, I was like, oh god, I want to buy all of these shoes. And I don't even wear that much Converse, but I want to buy all of them. And also, very vocally partnered with It Gets Better, another like queer focused like nonprofit organization. So, like again, those two like are very like open and clear about where a lot of the like funds are going, profits are going. Target has no visible information. I don't know if they have like some secret information hidden deep in, but compared to those two is when you click like more info, right after that, like here's our line, here's why we support it, here's who we're partnering with, here's this, here's that. Target does not. And upon doing further research, I found out that a lot of the companies that like support or like feature whatever during pride parades all across like America are actually also some of the biggest funders for anti-gay legislators.
Yeah.
So during the rest of the year, a lot of their money will go to anti-gay legislators who pass anti-gay laws. And then during the month of June, they tack rainbows on and pay for a float and think that their crimes are washed away. Target being one of those who, I mean, Target, in all fairness, did not, according to the research that I found, which was maybe outdated because this was 2019, but they donated $500 in 2019 to Fernandez Barquin, who is an anti-gay legislator from Florida. $500 compared to the total amount that I'm going to say in a minute is not that much. It is, however, still a slap in the face to be like, here's $500, and then also we're going to go sell really pretty t-shirts that we know all the lesbians are going to buy. Not the worst company out there, still a little bit annoying, especially when they're not vocal about where the profits to their pride line is going. The total number that I found is $1,604,440 total by some of the major quote-unquote pride companies went to anti-gay legislators. Some of these big companies include Disney, who got in a lot of trouble recently for financially supporting the Don't Say Gay bills, and then coming out and making a statement saying that they were pro-gay, therefore immediately alienating both sides. So a lot of times when these companies do this like back and forth, it's because they try to please both. If you try to please both sides are going to, and by sides I mean like the liberal and the people who are okay with gay people and the people that are hateful. Normal, kind people and hateful people. So, yeah. But a lot of hateful people go to Disney. So Disney got in trouble a lot for that because they're like, hey, you're in Florida. You should not support the Don't Say Gay bill. And they're like, no, we will financially, but then also we want all the little like gay millennials to come buy rainbow Mickey Mouse ears. So we're going to make a statement that means nothing. Other companies that were included that are AT&T, Home Depot, Walgreens, Amazon, Toyota. Toyota is actually the biggest in that list that I found. I can give you the citation link afterwards because it was a pretty extensive, a lot of like information that was very like easily readable too. Toyota donated a over $600,000 to anti-gay legislators. They were the biggest in that list that I found portion of the donations, and they're also. I remember I performed in a couple of Chicago Pride parades. Toyota usually has some kind of float or some kind of something. Toyota is usually like a pretty big name you'll see around Pride parades, and also the biggest supporter of anti-gay legislators. And then FedEx, NBC, and I included this because I'm going to try to switch insurances now. Aetna is the insurance that I have. I can't switch. I'm under my dad's insurance, so there's really not much I can do because I can't afford insurance, but I'm going to bring that up at the next family dinner to start trouble, that our insurance is also a major funder of anti-gay legislation. So, to tie back to like rainbow capitalism, again, like it's all these companies that will 11 months out of the year shell out all of their money to anti-gay legislators, and then once a year put out a couple like tacky shirts, buy a float, and say, "Love is love." And then as July 1st, 12:01 July 1st hits, they scrub it all and pretend that it was never there.
Yeah.
So again, like I'm not saying this to like try to like. Every capitalism is bad and no one should ever support any like rainbow capitalism because unfortunately there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. And if the next time I go to Target, if I do see a cute shirt, odds are I have poor impulse control and I will buy it. Those Converse shoes, I want a pair so bad. We are all little rat brains and our money always goes to terrible places. It's just this is one of the terrible places that's always a little more blatant. At least most of the time when companies do shitty stuff, they try to like be subtle about it. This is the one time where they slap a big rainbow sticker on it and go, "Here you go, gays. Give us your money."
Isn't this what you want, gay people? Gays.
Gay? You want gays? It has rainbow, and it says. I remember when I was looking at Hot Topic. Hot Topic. They have a like cute. Hot Topic is Hot Topic, so we know what to expect from Hot Topic. They have a couple like legitimately kind of cute, like subtle things where I'm like, this would probably be good, like if you're not out, like things that like just have a vague rainbow, like different rainbow colored things on it, but it's like fairly subtle. They have kind of cute, fairly subtle stuff. And on the other side, they have like t-shirts designed by your grandma on her Facebook profile picture that says "Proud Ally," and that's it. And it's like, and Hot Topic was another company that like has no visibly easily defined information about where the funds are going. Yeah, but it's also Hot Topic, so I don't know what we're expecting from them. Everyone go look at as soon as you're done listening to this, go look up Converse's Pride. Even if you don't wear shoes, go look up Converse's Pride collection.
If you are anti-shoe, still go look at it.
And the side of the shoe, it's just a little rainbow like dude with like eyes, but he has a rainbow, and then he's wearing little Converse. It's adorable. And they have shirts. I should get paid by Converse. This is gonna be the sponsored episode. Converse, if you really want to support queer people during Pride Month, so sponsor the grandpod. If any Converse CEOs are listening.
Honestly, yes. Hello. If you would like to donate to the gay, I am gay, and I own a. Please give me money. I am very gay, but no, like legit, like come hither, and then I won't take any of it, and I'll just donate it to an actual charity that supports queer people, which is what most of you should be doing, and the ones that are doing it, good job. You can do better though, but good job. That's your pride flag. This is my pride. I hate that shit. When people are like, your pride flag versus my pride flag, it's the fucking American flag. Shut the fuck up. It's not about you.
It's like, if you move your head slightly to the side to cover the XX, it looks like a straight pride flag.
I remember I was on a video call, because I've had this for a while, and I had this this flag in a video call, and my friend said, "Is that a Blue Lives Matter flag?" I said, "Why the fuck would there be a Blue Lives Matter flag in my house? Why? Explain to me."
Yeah.
And she was like, "I don't know." And I was like, You look stupid right now. I would never." Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, I feel like kind of less on the capitalism side, but more in like a similar vein. Hi, companies, here's a tip. Tweeting love is love or happy pride with your rainbow logo after you've done all of this shit does
Mm-hmm.
not make you an ally. Just a heads up. You know, you have to look at your past too. And if your past hasn't been like that, then like it make sense to me, because there are some of these companies who are changing their logo and they have these collections, but even the ones that don't have collections, like freaking Bank of America or something,
Yeah.
like why is your bank rainbow right now?
We
What are you
don't
doing?
need this. This is not what we don't want this. I know one of the companies that does a lot
No.
of like gimmicky stuff, but it's still, from what I understand, like good, is like Skittles. Like Skittles, like
Oh yeah.
seems like it's very gimmicky. Except every year they do they take the rainbows away. They're like like it's pretty cute. Like they do like the all white bag, and they're like the world is it's
There's
like
only one rainbow.
It's bland without the rainbow, and we need the rainbow. And also from what I see, like they do donate money.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know what, Skittles, you can keep being weird and gimmicky. Like, I don't know why we need gay candy, but hell yeah, thank you for being gay candy.
But yeah, the long conversation about gay short. Companies are trying to capitalize off of gay people being gay and wanting to see themselves in media and wanting to have clothes that represent who they are, and that fucking sucks. So fuck you guys for that. And
fuck rainbow capitalism, except for when it's cute.
Exactly. That's the motto for
tagline
for this deep dive. Fuck capitalism. Asterisk. It's cute.
Cute, and the money goes to good places.
Yes. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and move. We're almost through this podcast. We're in the home stretch now. We're gonna go to the advice section. So I ask you grandkids to send in your submissions for advice, and we're gonna go ahead and try to address some of these and give you the best advice that we can. I do have a few more of these, but we are in need of submissions. So if you're listening to this, you should submit for some advice. It's completely anonymous. I don't know who you are. The guest definitely doesn't know who you are. And yeah, let us help you in some way, shape, or form. So, starting off, the first submission goes as such. Hello, I am going to my first grandson's show this year, and I might get to meet him. I've seen that you, Nyla, have met him a lot and was wondering how you do it. He's my favorite singer, and I'm very nervous. Any advice? Do you want to kick this off? Should I kick this off? What do you want to do?
I can start. I'll say, especially it's obviously going to be easier for smaller shows, like when he is like headlining versus larger stadium shows, just from, again, like space wise and like how many physical people are going to be there. Most of the times that I've met him, most of the times that I've like met him and like been able to like talk to him and stuff like that have been during either his headline shows, where like sometimes if you like hang around afterwards, he might come out and like talk to people. I think that's how most people have like met him, or like right place, right time luckiness. I mean, I got real lucky at Unsilent Night. That was a very like right place, right time that we bumped into him right before he was going to Royal Set, and then he kind of like dragged us into Royal Set with him, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I will say my biggest advice, if you do like bump into him, is that he is like really just a dude. And as soon as you start talking to him, you'll realize that he's absolutely just a guy. Like the grandson on stage. I mean, not that he's like that like cool and suave on stage either. He's usually spazzy and like jumping around on stage anyway. But the like grandson who's like this like on like social media and verified and musician and touring and all this stuff is very different than the Jordan that you'll like talk to, who's like one of the most like genuine and kind and down to earth like people that you can meet. So if you do find him, you'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, same sentiment here. Like, at the end of the day, he is a guy. I can't stress this enough. And I know it's like, oh, he makes like art that you really, really like. And you're like, you've grown really, really attached to this music. And it's also like, well, this person's like made something I enjoy so much. And he's like my favorite musician. And it feels really nervous. You can feel really nervous. I was really nervous the first time I met him. And literally, the first thing he said to me, I didn't know this man, was first, it was glad you could make it, which is why I always say that. But he also was like, I was like, well, he was like, what's your name? And I was like, I'm Nyla. And he was like, hi, I'm Jordan. And he just introduced himself as himself. Because he's a dude. He's a dude with a name. His name's not grandson. He's not some figurehead.
He's really
he's
just
not
a guy.
some deity. He's just a dude. And I know I said this in the last recording, but I'm gonna say this again. This is a very important statement. I want you to imagine the worst shit that you have ever taken in your goddamn life. He's taken one of those. The ones where you're like holding your stomach in pain, gripping, eyes closed, praying to whatever God is there that you will get through it. He's 110% had one of those. I will bet everything on it. Okay? Don't look like that. Have you never? You've had a
like,
bad one.
Not that bad. I've never like feared for my shitting, but I will say that
I'm exaggerating.
I might not have had that bad of shit. I do trust that Jordan has, because that man imbibes a lot of substances.
Exactly.
That I can't imagine go through your system all that well.
He does that too. He's just a dude. Like I just genuinely cannot stress that enough. Don't like, and I'm not gonna be like, don't like his music, or like don't like, he's very talented. Please, like, acknowledge his talents. Acknowledge that like he's doing he's making good shit. Like, acknowledge that, but also acknowledge that he's just a dude that makes good shit. It's like, at the end of the day, he's a person, you're a person, and I think social interaction with people would be my main problem with that. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. I mean, yeah, I mean, every time I've met him has been very, very wholesome and nice. And again, he's very easy to talk to. He's very easy to talk to. All that nervousness will instantly go away. Not instantly, but it will go away at some point, and you'll be fine. And everything will be okay, and you'll get to meet your favorite musician, and you won't be disappointed, because a lot of people get disappointed. It's like,
oh yeah, no.
Understandably so. I was not disappointed. I've met him. Met him at this point is weird. I feel like the first couple of times I met him, I like saw him. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it's not meeting him anymore. It's
him like, because usually it is that, like, yeah, the first time you meet him, and then after that it's like, well, you just like or talk to him. Like,
yeah,
last time I talked to him, yeah, it's at it was like the Kansas show, the last show for Death of a Tour, and he literally was getting yelled at by his like tour manager because it was like 1 a.m. He's like, the tour manager was like, Jordan, we have to leave, and he's like, yeah, 1 minute, and he just like kept talking to us. We're like, you can go if you have to. He's like, no, it's fine. And we just kept talking to us. We're like, okay, he's telling you to leave, but all right, Jordan. He's like, no, I want to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking. We're like, all right, we're just going to keep talking to you then, dude. It's 1 a.m. and we're exhausted, but sure, man.
Shout out to Nolan for having to deal with
Such a babysitter, professional adult babysitter, Nolan. Well, because after Jordan was talking to us, and and Nolan was like, dude, we gotta go. He's like, all right, 1 second. He then runs across the street. It is 1 a.m. He runs across the street, leaps over like a hedge, the like median hedge, runs into the store where he apparently had been talking to the owner earlier, talks to him for a bit. Nolan comes in and is like, where did he go? We're like, he went over there. Like, we don't know, man. We don't know what to tell you. And like, I think I made the joke. I was like, you didn't know that babysitting was going to be part of your job description, did you? He's like, no, I knew. And then he like runs back out, leaps back over the hedge, and as he runs past us, Jordan just goes, "That guy's what do you say? He's like, that guy's a douchebag, but he makes cool ass clothes," and then runs into the like tour bus. So he really is just like a dude, like a great dude and an incredible performer, but like how old is he, like 28? Like every 28-year-old like stoner dude, like he is like that. Like he's just chill. He's fine. He'll be okay.
Is he 28?
27? I remember him turning 26, but that was the beginning of quarantine.
I remember that too, but I can't remember when that was.
Big fan. I mean,
not remember.
I barely knew my own birthday. I'm not gonna remember his birthday. I'm gonna look it up.
Hugest fans. Okay.
That is weird also that I'm only 4 years younger than grandson.
I never thought of that. Huh.
You and I have the same age difference as me and grandson.
Wow. Oh no, that's doing too much. That's doing too much. So, the second and last submission for the advice section of the GranPod is I have a crush on someone in one of the grandson Discord servers, and I want to go for it, but I am afraid of long distance because of my last relationship. There was a lot of mistrust, and I have a lot of anxiety issues that I don't want to bring into this new thing, but I really like them and think there's a chance they might like me back. What should I do?
Full send it.
There we go.
I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, yes, it's scary. And yes, long distance relationships suck. But the one upside that they have is if something doesn't work out, you don't have to keep seeing that person every day. I mean, and you can always, like, half send it. Where instead of going full romantic relationship right away, try to build, like, if it's just someone from, like, a Discord server, like, maybe try to build more of a friendship outside of the server. Like, and do more like, oh, let's be friends, but let's like FaceTime and like call and like see if you guys are able to manage a long distance friendship. And then if that works, maybe then broker. I changed my response completely from the beginning of my sentence where I said full send it. Send it.
Half
platonic full send it. And then if that works, then you can romantically full send it.
Yeah. Okay.
Or have us do it. If they're in a grandkids server, they might be watching this. So
I say go for it. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I've been in a semi-similar situation and I didn't do anything. So don't do what I did. But yeah, I mean, go for it. Don't let your fears hold you back from your happiness. And
don't let your dreams
if there's
dreams.
A chance they like you back, exactly.
Yeah.
And if there's you said there's a chance they like you back. Like if you're feeling that, then you're probably right, unless you're delusional. But
like worst case scenario, what happens? The Discord servers, it's a little awkward in the general chat of the Discord for a little bit. You also don't have to talk in the general when they're there, and they don't have to talk when you're there, and it's a Discord server, so it's not the most face-to-face thing ever. Best case scenario, you meet the love of your life, you get married, we're invited to the wedding for being matchmakers. Jordan's also invited, but whether or not he'll come is debatable. And then you guys live happily ever after. So
yeah. I mean, you gotta weigh it out. Like, and I don't know who this is, but chances are they're not gonna be like, oh, that's disgusting. How dare you have a crush on me? Like,
yeah. If they're grandkids, they're probably chill.
Exactly. So I just say go for it. There's no risk, no reward, baby. Just go for it. And I wish you the best. And again, we will be getting invitations to the wedding. Just if it happens. I'm also I also have a great venue. My dream wedding is in the parking lot of a grandson show. So I will also host.
Oh yeah, I'm ordained, so I can just do it also.
There we go. We keep it all in house, baby. I'm the wedding planner. We have someone ordained to marry people. Hit us up. We'll set up the wedding real good. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, just go for it. Do your thing. I believe in you.
Go, y'all. You can do it. Yeah, do it for us.
Do it for us, not for you. You and your love life, don't care. Do it for us specifically. And so I can live my dream of being a wedding planner. I would love that. So let's do that. All right, so now we are definitely in the last sections of the podcast. First, we're gonna go to the birthday shout out. So cue the balloons. Once again, these are for the May birthdays because this is slightly delayed, but I didn't want you guys to miss out. And it was also my birthday, which is the one we're gonna start with. My birthday passed a couple weeks ago from now. That's where I got my baby, and I saw the weirdest movie of my fucking life. And oh my god, if anybody asks you to go see the movie Men, viewer discretion is
No plan
advised.
to. Have no intention ever.
Oh my gosh, I will never unsee the things I saw. So, but yeah, it's my birthday. I mean, it was my birthday. I did a giveaway on the grandpod account, for my birthday where I gave away one of the pieces. Sorry, I gave away one of the pieces of the new grandson merch. Yeah, I gave away one of the pieces of merch, and I was very excited. And in fact, the giveaway winner is our next birthday shout out because I'm gonna go out of order. Joy's birthday was May 29th, and they were our giveaway winner. So, happy birthday! I hope that the thing has gotten to you by now, by the time this comes out, or else we need to talk to the shipping company behind that. But, happy belated birthday. Your birthday was on the 29th. You share a birthday not only with my mom, but with Manon, our beloved grandson news updater, person extraordinaire. Always constantly keeping us updated with the freshest grandson updates. That's where I get my updates for this podcast. I literally just scroll through grandson news until I see new stuff. So, happy birthday to both of you. Belated birthday.
One side, no.
There we go.
Joy's on the left side.
Look at that. Oh my god, French. Oh my god, French. That's my reaction. And then we have two more. Trevor, aka Vexed Mess, who is one of the artists that I shouted out a couple episodes ago. I think it was a couple episodes ago. Turned 19 on May 24th. So happy belated birthday. And last one is Vic at sleepy_sparrow, turned 23 on May 10th. So happy birthday, belated birthday to all of us. All of us May birthdays. Sorry this is coming so late. Please blame technical difficulties. Okay. No more balloons.
In 4 days.
So 4 more days. 4 more days until this one's birthday, so that ages the podcast. You know when this was recorded,
yeah,
but
you don't know when my birthday is. Does not age the podcast. My birthday can be whenever you want it to be.
You know what? The real birthday was
the real birthday is the friend we made along the way.
I'm so sorry. I love making that joke so much.
Same.
I love making that joke. Okay. And then the last section of our podcast is our music recommendations. So in this, I recommend a song that I've been jamming to a lot. Our guest also does that. And then I go through some of the submissions that the grandkids sent, which by the way, we've run out, I think. I think I have like one more song. So if you're listening to this and you want us to listen to your music and see how good your music taste is, then please come hither and send some recommendations before they're all just my recommendations and you guys are forced to listen to me talk about it, the stuff I like. So I see you already have a hat on. Would you like to explain?
This hat gives me a headache because it does not fit me. They gave this to me, so I wasn't going to complain, but it does not fit me.
I can see the strain.
It hurts so bad. I can't wear it. But it is signed, so I'm not going to complain. So,
yeah.
Anywho, because this is also a audio media, so no one else can see the hat that I was wearing for a minute, is my britch. So if you're a grandson fan, which you probably are listening to this, because otherwise that'd be wild if you listen to this and you don't like grandson.
That's crazy. You should listen to
you
it.
Have heard, you should check our music recommendations. You should check out Grandson.
Yeah.
And once you're done with that, and you've heard the song Happy Pill, so Happy Pill is the collaboration between Grandson and Ma Britch. And Mob Rich are actually the entire reason that I'm here at all or in any grandkid world, because I saw Mob Rich in November 2019, fell in love with their shit, found out about because I never really used Discord all that much, but found out about the Mob Rich Discord, met Sam, and then they introduced me to the grandkid Discord, and then spiraled out of control into this now. But yeah, Mob Rich are very, very cool. They're very, very nice. Also, speaking of like people that are just like nice people, also instead on top of being incredible musicians. I am not hyperfixating on them because it's already been a thing, but I got to go see them in Kentucky this past weekend with Sam, actually, which was like a big deal for us because we've been friends for over 2 years and been like talking about one day we'll see them together. And so this was like finally our opportunity that we did get to go see them together. So it was really cool. They hadn't performed live for a bit because of like COVID and other like behind the scenes stuff. But it's really great to see them. They're really, really great performers, great musicians. If you like, again, like Grandson, they're in the like Grandson and Friends kind of category. Happy Pill is very good. Most of their music, I would say, is not quite as intense, I would maybe, as like Grandson or like Happy Pill is. Happy Pill is kind of like the in between of their music. They're a lot more, most of the music a lot more like chill. It's two guys, Connor and Maxwell, and from what I understand, Maxwell does a lot of the like producing of it, so it's a lot very more like not electronic. I never know how to describe it, but where it's like produced instead of the like. I mean, they do perform with live instruments. I'm not explaining them very well for a group that I very, very much like. I don't know how to explain anything. Just take my word for it. Their music is very good. They're very cool, fun, nice people, and deserve all the support in the world.
Indeed. Do you have a specific song you want to recommend to the people?
My favorite song, like, is always going to be "Loser." So my favorite songs by them. It's like an automatic serotonin. Otherwise, because they released their first like full album, if I remember right, in 2021, early 2021, I think, or late COVID, not sure. But so they released their first full album. On that, "Dandy Liar" is the first track on it, I believe. And it's very, very good. "Made to Fall" is very sad, but in a good way. You know, like when you want to listen to sad music because you know that it'll like hit you right in a good spot. "Made to Fall" was my top played, I think, Spotify last year. So I was a very sad person last year. It's very good. They have a lot of music. The music is very relatable, very good. It ranges. All of it's very like it ranges from like kind of like very sweet love song kind of things to like very like deep like personal like even like their musicals sound happy, and then you listen to the words, you're like, oh, I'm gonna cry now. So yeah, "Loser," "Dandelion" is "Made to Fall" would probably be my top 3 recommendations on top of "Happy Pill" if you haven't listened to it.
There we go.
That's my rant and poor explanation.
I've as the podcast person, I've officially decided that instead of wasting the last 3 music recommendations that I have, I will instead turn this into a grandson collaboration edition of the podcast music recommendations, because my recommendation is Good Mood. I don't care. I already talked about it. I'm gonna talk about it again. Good Mood is the only thing I've been listening to for the last 3 days. It's all I can listen to. Oh my gosh. I lied, because I've been listening to Dwayne a lot, and I'm gonna make a Dwayne song my recommended song as well. So, Good Mood's the collab, which I think everyone should listen to. But Dwayne is someone I'm going to see later this month, which means I've been pre-gaming, and I usually like pre-game a show and like listen to all that person's music or a lot of that person's music. I usually do that a week or a week and a half before the show, but because Good Mood came out, I started early. So I've only been listening to Dwayne for the past couple of days, and the song that I'm going to recommend, I'm gonna recommend 3 too, because I can. So, Super 8 is one of my absolute favorites. It's one of the more popular ones, but it's just so fun. Like, literally, the the main line of the song is, "I want to film a porno on a Super 8." Like, that's so fun. Like, it's like, what is he? And the whole song is just fun. It's just a fun song, and it's so energetic. And it's like, "I want to film a porno on a Super 8," and I can't describe it other than that. Like, it's just so fun. Another song rec. Wow, she's trying to fix that.
I put it on the wrong side. We're good. Continue.
Oh yeah, there we go. Another Dwayne song that I recommend is that's my favorite fun song, my favorite Dwayne song of all time. It's been solidified as this since I first heard it for the very first time. Every single time I listen to it, it's almost an out of body experience, and I cry almost every time. Family Tree is my favorite song by Dwayne. It means a lot to me, and it's really really good. And he just talks real, and he talks about his family, and he talks about um like his parents and like his growing up and everything, and it's a really good, genuine, heartfelt song, and it's beautiful, and it's not like Good Mood at all. It's not it I think this was before he made like the real like switch to rock. It's very smooth, it's very like soothing, it's very like chill. And then the last song I'm gonna recommend is Adios. Adios is one of his most popular songs. It's featuring Chase Atlantic, which is a band I've been listening to for a while. And that song is a banger. It's just fun. It's fun, but it's like a combination of the first two. It's like he's talking real shit and he's talking about his life, but it's also just really fucking fun and just fun to sing, and yeah, but he's talking real shit at the same time. So those are my recommendations, and I'm glad I officially got to sit here and just talk about Dwayne, because I just, I've just been, that's all I've been able to listen to recently. I'm just super excited I get to see him for the first time, ever in my entire life. My friend got to see him before I did, and she's not even that big of a fan, and she's like, "I see why you like him. He's has a lot of stage presence." I think her exact words were like, all he did was like bounce ass on stage, and I was like, wow,
Oh.
I missed it. like how cool. Man, but no, legit, like that's that's one of my dudes, and knowing that he and one of my favorite musician, obviously, are collaborating, and they're homies and everything, and it just makes me really really happy, and that's why I've been listening to Good Mood a lot, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So, we've officially reached the end of the podcast. This is surprisingly almost as long as the last episode that got lost.
More like technical difficulties though, and pauses. So hopefully,
Oh my gosh.
we got all the
have no idea.
out of the way now, and there won't be any post recording.
No, yeah. This is the most I've ever had in any podcast. I don't know what's going on. Like
I'm
any
first.
of my episodes.
I
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Ever since before the last podcast, when she rolled a natural 30 for the first time, like ever, with that specific die, everything has changed.
I have a D30. I had this D30 for years, and in many games, and just also rolling it, it had never rolled a D30. And then before the first recording of this, it rolled a D30, and then it apparently cursed my recording of this podcast. So
we have no idea. So but yeah, that's the end of it. Thank you for coming on and wanting to be on and talking to me for a total of pretty much 8 hours.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
7.5, 8 hours of talking to me. That's a lot to talk to me for, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate whoever's listening. And yeah, it's super late for me, and I gotta get up soon. So
me too. I'm gonna go pass out now.
Thank you for joining me once again. If you would like to listen, if you, I don't know why that's so funny. If we've made it to the end now, so if you want to go listen to some other ones, if this is your first one or anything, or you just want to go back, you can listen to those again. They're on YouTube, they're on Spotify, anywhere you can find podcasts. If you're listening to it now, you obviously know that. Cool. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a grantastic day. Bye.